So hi Hiren, very good morning, and thank you for joining our program, and also for accepting our invitation to be a part of Beyond Dream series by the Next Gen Entrepreneur team. And today we are joined in by Hiren Kakar. He is a founder and CEO of Stat Modeler. So let's see a brief about this company, right? So Stat Modeler is founded in 2019, and the startup provides solutions to industries, institutes, and also individuals who have the need for data analysis solutions. And at Stat Modeler, they have assisted now more than 50 research projects on statistical analysis. And also, they have three plus MOUs with various organizations. And also, the Stat Modeler team has an expertise in multiple domains. For example, machine learning, data analysis, data science, and also they use latest softwares and tools like Python, R program, and SPSS, Minitab, Power BI, Tableau, and more. So it's great to have Hiren with us today, and also we'd like to know more about yourself, Mr. Hiren, and also about the induction of your startup Stat Modeler, please.
Yeah. So thank you, Mayuri, for inviting me on this, wonderful knowledge sharing platform where you are, conducting this interviews kind of thing and sharing knowledge with the relevant people. So basically, how I came to start this state modeler. So there is a multiple story behind it. So it is based
Mhm.
on my experience. Like I was working as a senior consultant and trainer at one of the company. Now,
Mhm.
during that, I have visited so many companies where they are using, data for just a recording purpose. So they
Mhm.
were basically collecting data and just storing in an Excel sheet or their, ERP system and SAP and all. But when I used to be a part of their management meeting, at that time, they were all hitting around the bush. That means, they were
Mhm.
discussing on the, strategies, growth, and, progress of the organization, but they were all using only intuitions, experience, and just hypothetical statements and all those things
Mhm.
rather
Mhm.
than using data. So
Mhm.
that was a gap that I have observed in the market,
Mhm.
that data is collected, but it is not being used for the decision making. And with
Okay.
that idea in my mind, I started this, state modeler company
Mhm.
where we are helping our client to convert their data into decision making.
Mhm. Okay, that's great. I mean, I understand, but mostly they speak, qualitatively. We can achieve so and so
Yes.
hypothetically, but quantitative measure is lacking in most of the institutions, and that's very right. You hit the right spot there, and also, that's really great. Like, so much of need is existing in the industries nowadays, to have a very clear cut, objectives. For example, we have the quarterly goals, annual goals, etc. Like to have clear cut objectives and also to measure the same, it's very much important, and glad you found that gap here and also try to solve the same. That's right. That's really nice, and also to share some of the glimpses, right? How was it for you when you started? Like it was a one man army, or you already had some co-founders with you, or how was it all for you to start as a entrepreneur? How was it for you the journey?
Actually, I'm also very eager to share that story of my, like how I started this one. So,
Mm-hmm.
like I started this company in 1st November 2019. Okay,
Okay.
so I just started tapping my contacts in the academia because I was like closely connected with the academia. So I
Mm-hmm.
started just tapping those organizations or institutes where I
Mm-hmm.
can conduct some of the programs for the students. So it is a just your survival can be done. So that
Mm-hmm.
kind of I just applied, and then after 4 or 5 months, I was just about to tap the industry. So I was just about to
Okay.
tap industry, and hope like everyone is remember that there was a lockdown,
Yes.
right? So in
Yeah.
March
Mm-hmm.
2020, right? So it is
Yes.
just
Yeah.
after 5 months of my startup, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of pressure
Mm-hmm.
because I started, as you rightly mentioned, like it was a one-man army,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely mentors
Mm-hmm.
were there, but when execution part is there, at that time I was only the person who was executing the things.
Okay.
So after 5 months lockdown was there, and I was literally in a downfall of that thing, like
Mm-hmm.
it's a roller coaster, so ups and
Right.
downs are there, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So in case I started learning this and using these platforms like Zoom, Teams, Meet, and all those things, because
Mm-hmm.
previously we are not doing any meetings or any training via online. But
Okay.
we just joined our hand with one of the company in Mumbai, that is
Mm-hmm.
PAL, India Computer Education, and we just started and conducted some of the programs together. And then
Okay.
every month, almost we conducted, or we used to plan and conduct 4 to 5 programs every month, and that
Mm-hmm.
last for almost 1 year. So we started in
Okay.
April
Mm-hmm.
2020, and then for 1 year almost we conducted like 4 to 5 programs every month.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So and then the industry market has opened up, and then we started going to the industry. So
Mm-hmm.
that is how, like, ups and downs were there till this point. And
Yeah.
many of the people might be looking at the tika that is on my forehead. So I
Mm-hmm.
would like to tell our viewers that today is
Mm-hmm.
our inauguration of our new office. So we just
Great.
recently completed 3 years, and now we are into
Mm-hmm.
our new office.
Mm-hmm.
So, that is what, like, currently, like, I have started with one man army. So
Mm-hmm.
I played a role of like doorman to chairman. So
Mm-hmm.
initially, when
Yes.
somebody is, coming at that time, I'm only the person who is opening the door, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
only the person who is offering them water. And
Mm-hmm.
then we have a technical discussion, then execution, and then, like, for payment also, I am the person who is following up and all those things. So it
Right.
was a one man
Multiple
army, like in
hats.
the initial.
Multiple hats,
Right, right.
Yeah. Okay.
To
Mm-hmm. That's really nice. I mean, audience would have had an idea like how, even though when he started in a very early stage, had there's a lot of limitations like COVID-19 lockdowns because it was a difficult part even for established ventures, right? Like the business was going down, etc. But still, you could work on it all on yourself and get a client by April. That's really interesting to note, and I guess you also would have wanted to like learn marketing in the due time, right? Like would it have been new to
to
you? How was it your the experience of getting the clients marketing? How yeah, because you're from academia. It's very new for academicians to talk more, to get the clients. How is it for you, the skill learning part there?
Actually, Mayuri, in that case, no, my education helped me. Like, my
Mm-hmm.
basic degree is BBA in marketing. But at that
Okay.
time, I was not having any idea that in future I am going to do a marketing, because marketing is one of the area which I doesn't like personally very much.
Okay.
So I haven't decided when I took marketing as a specialization in my BBA period. At that time
Mm-hmm.
also, I haven't any idea that I'm going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
But that actually helped me during this my startup. So I
Okay.
was able to find the customer. I was able to decide the promotion strategy. I was able to those very famous 4 P's principle, like price,
Mm-hmm.
promotion, and all those things. So I was
Right.
able to just that all things recollected while doing all these things.
Mm-hmm.
So that helped me over there.
Okay, that's really nice. And also, like coming, like COVID-19 was the biggest challenge you would have had. But other than that, right? Like when you're starting
Hmm.
a venture, like a lot of things play a role. Like we have to have proper funding, and also when you started as one man army, but still you ought to have more people with you. Like what was like? How
Hmm.
was it like from the core team? What was the most challenging one for you? Like seeking funding, or how was it all? Like you were doing on bootstrapping, or how was it worked for you? Yeah.
Hmm. So basically, our startup is a bootstrap startup. So
Mm-hmm.
we haven't, raised any funding from anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's totally a bootstrap startup, and the benefit of our kind of this business is
Mm-hmm.
we are into training and consultancy, where we don't
Okay.
need to purchase something, we don't need to
Right.
store something, and then we don't
Mm-hmm.
need to sell it to someone. So it is
Okay.
only the skill that we are selling. So for example, if I'm going
Mm-hmm.
somewhere and I'm conducting a training,
Mm-hmm.
so that is I'm using only my inventory, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right. Yeah.
I'm charging for my effort. So in that case,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't need to purchase something. So
Mm-hmm.
fund is like minimum requirement. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
some of the facilities and all those things that will be required, but not a huge funding. So that
Mm-hmm.
was not a big challenge for me
Mm-hmm.
during this startup, or let's say whatever step currently I am
Right.
into.
Mm-hmm.
But the major thing was the time management. So as I mentioned, only one person, like in the initial phase, and then
Mm-hmm.
definitely we have many people who is working along with me.
Mm-hmm.
But initial period, like I have to properly manage my time,
Mm-hmm.
because all the
Right.
activities you have to perform, and you cannot skip any of the activity. For example, you have
Yeah.
conducted training, and you can't miss to send them an invoice. Otherwise, your cash
Mm-hmm.
flow will be disturbed. So not a
Right.
single mistake can be tolerated in the initial phase.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that was one of the most challenging to manage the time. But
Mm-hmm.
fortunately, However, I was able to manage it with the support of my family, because they all freed me from the family duty. So they
Okay.
just yes, suggested me that you focus on your business. Here we
Okay.
all things managing. So you
Mm-hmm.
just focus over there. You don't need to spend time in the family activities. That all can
Mm-hmm.
be set. So
Okay.
with that, I was able to manage my time. That was most challenging factor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually it's nice, to start as you have to tackle everything on your own, and time management plays a very important role, and also the proper strategy and also discipline, punctuality, like as you mentioned, is plays a lot of role in your seeking your initial clients, right? Like you have to be very proper in from communication to invoicing and everything. So that's great, and also like coming to the manpower, right? Like human resource, as you mentioned, you're dealing with kind of statistical analysis, quantitative analysis. In India, like we have a lot of courses, but still outcome of the course, people are not that much skilled, right? Like they
Sure.
study something, even people with the statistical degree or mathematical degree, when it comes to application level, when it comes to skill level, like we still see a dip there. So how was it challenging for you to find the right human resource, or did you find them and then train them for your needs, or how is it all? Yeah.
Actually, I have hired the like-minded people with me.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my colleague is there, Mr. Mehul Gandhi. We
Mm-hmm.
actually used to be a classmate, so we know
Okay.
each other very well, like couple of years. One of
Mm-hmm.
the my teammate, he is Kapil Vanand. He is sitting he is operating from UK market, so he is grabbing
Okay.
projects from there, training
Mm-hmm.
assignments from there, and we are conducting over here. The main thing that I find challenging about my team, that
Mm-hmm.
was basically initially I have to put little bit of effort and training them,
Mm-hmm.
because we have certain USPs kind of thing, like we
Mm-hmm.
always give priority to the customer. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever customer queries are there, even after training, whether it's a 500 rupees training or 50,000 rupees training, but client is we are treating them equal, not based on the
Okay.
money or based
Mm-hmm.
on the ticket size. So if somebody had just paid us a 500 rupees, and if they
Mm-hmm.
are having the query, we are addressing those queries with the same zeal that
Mm-hmm.
we are using it for the 50,000 client. Okay,
Okay, great.
so that was the value, we can say it is in our
Mm-hmm.
organization, that I have to inculcate into my team. So that
Mm-hmm.
was the initial period where I personally be a mentor for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I have confidence that okay, now they have got the values of the state modeler, and then we
Mm-hmm.
can definitely trust them, and then they can do it independently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's quite nice. And rightly, you came to the value proposition, right? Like now you have training modules, and also you have clients for them who you do the analysis, data analysis, etc. Like in for like near future, what do you envision you expanding the product, and do you have any more plans? And we see that you already have a new offers that's really nice, and you would have had some plans. Like if you could just share some glimpses of it, it'll be great.
Yeah, sure. So our upcoming plans are like we have conducted so many online trainings,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we have so much of inventory because in the form of recorded videos. Okay,
Okay.
now we would like to, because many people are not able to appear for the live classes because of the time constraint, because it may be like
Mm-hmm.
6 to 8 or 8 to 10. So at that
Mm-hmm.
time they are traveling, or it's their office time. So in
Mm-hmm.
that case, they are requesting us, can you please show us or give us a video recording access and all those things.
Okay.
So LMS is in our plan, like learning management
Mm-hmm.
system. So that we
Mm-hmm.
are currently developing. It is almost ready.
Mm-hmm.
It is on a beta version, we can say. We haven't formally launch it, but in near
Mm-hmm.
future, like within like 1 or 2 months, we are going to launch it, and it will
Mm-hmm.
be open for everyone who have time constraint. They can just access our recording videos. It is equivalent to the live classes, because it's
Mm-hmm.
a live classes only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
the conversation from the participant is also there. So we haven't
Mm-hmm.
removed those conversation and all. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever you are watching video, you feel that it is a live class which is going on. So that is
Okay.
what our plan are there.
That's great. I mean, in subscription kind of a model or license, like you buy the course kind of. Okay.
Two, like that is yet to be finalized, because we want to go
Mm-hmm.
with both the mode. One is like monthly subscription or yearly subscription and get all
Mm-hmm.
the courses access. Another one
Right.
could be like they want to just get some specific
Modules,
course.
right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so they can just pay for that one, and then they can get the access for particular period of time. And
Mm-hmm.
we are like right now, our strategy is not to give a lifetime access.
Okay,
Now
okay.
somebody might surprise. Actually, we don't have any problem in giving lifetime, but
Mm-hmm.
it will actually diluted and never it is going to be completed.
Right.
So
True.
we will give
Mm-hmm.
a limited period of time, maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year. During that
Mm-hmm.
time, they have to complete the course.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually good. I mean, also it fits the mindset of Indian people, right? Like when we have something sitting in a place
Exactly.
for a longer period of time, we never look towards it. So that's the problem. And
In,
yeah.
in fact, I'm having this Udemy courses, almost more than 300 courses I have enrolled for. Out of that, hardly 30 courses might be completed. Hardly, I'm saying.
True. Mm-hmm.
So that is the
Yeah.
mentality because lifetime with us. So let's say, why करेंगे बाद में ऐसा, like we'll do
Yes.
later on.
True, that's true. And also like rightly mentioned, like for even people working professionals, it will be a great add-on skill. And also job seekers, fresh
Mhm.
graduates or even students who wants to, skill up, because we see that data science is like blooming up. Data science and also, analyst position, data analyst position. We are seeing a lot of blooms in those kind of positions and more. And these skills would be very, very, very like upskilling them, and also it like a job opportunity provider course. I mean, right ticket for them to hit the right job. That'll be great. And you also have such plans, or you have how is the flow of students? Like if you see like how you have more of a working professionals, or you have more of students who seeking jobs. From your experience, who are more in using a platform? Yeah.
Here in our like platform, whenever we are conducting this open house program that is open for
Mm-hmm.
all, so in that majority of them are working professional.
Mm-hmm.
They realize that these are the skill that might be useful to them in growing their career. So they are
Okay.
joining these courses.
Mm-hmm.
When we go to the academia, because we have MOUs with the this universities also, so at that time
Okay.
student will be there. They are
Mm-hmm.
more aspirant about job and all those things. So at that
Mm-hmm.
time, my entire presentation topic might be same, but
Mm-hmm.
presentation will be towards the students, and here it will be towards the working professionals. So I
Okay.
always my presentation for every training, it's almost different in the sense,
Mm-hmm.
like some of the things I keep on changing. It won't
Mm-hmm.
be repetitive, because I always look at the target audience, and based on that
Right.
I'm just modifying the material which is
Mm-hmm.
more suitable to them.
Right. Yeah, it also makes it more interesting, right? Like we have tools and for reading, for interaction, engaging, it'd be really good. And yeah, thank you, Hirin, for sharing all your experience on Start Modeler. Really appreciate it. And also, we'd like to know what was the most rewarding experience for you from the initiation till now? Like you don't have multiple
uh,
incidents, but if a couple of incidents whose ranks first, that'll be great if you could share some with us. Yeah.
Right, right. So one thing is, like, there is a IQAC, that is Indian Quality Assurance Council, and
Mm-hmm.
ISTD, Indian Society for Training and Development. So they
Okay.
have organized one of the, Quality Excellence Award. So in that,
Mm-hmm.
I have applied, but I was the youngest one. Okay,
Okay.
but other people were all, they are at the senior level position and all those things. I
Mm-hmm.
was only the youngest one, and
Okay.
who has got this, award that is in training quality excellence. So I would like to show that award if it is there.
Oh,
I'll just pick of that.
right. Yes. Great.
So
Yes,
that was
yes.
the award that
Mm-hmm.
that I have got. That is one of the most rewarding one. And
Great. Mm-hmm.
from this, there are many clients. Like there is a
Mm-hmm.
big client. So
Mm-hmm.
it's Dr. Reddy's laboratory, then UPL, then ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel, then
Mm-hmm.
this L&T, Larsen and Toubro. So
Okay.
likewise, there are so many clients are there in our
Mm-hmm.
clientele, and that is a proud, and I consider it as a reward, because to have this many and big clients in
Mm-hmm.
this kind of startup company, that is a it's
Yes.
reward.
That's really nice. And also, for us, it's really a problem because, indigenous company, like Indian-based company, you're still started very young, emerging concern, and you're just, a product of COVID, I would say. Like, from the COVID only you bloomed, and like in within 3 years, you got very good clients, and also you have very good, student network, which you train them. It's really nice, and I think it'll be a great inspiration for people who wants to initiate something new. And yeah, and thank you, Hiren. It was very insightful to have the conversation with you. And for the aspiring entrepreneurs and students mostly, I'd like to take two takeaways from you from your experience, please.
Yeah. So those who want to be in the entrepreneurship, so first thing, be ready to become, doorman to chairman. So don't think that you will, do a startup and immediately you'll get the office and a boss chair and then you
Mm-hmm.
will be, commanding the team. It won't happen.
Mm-hmm.
If especially you are just starting from the scratch. Okay. So at that time you have to be doorman to chairman. That is one thing. The second thing is, rather than selling your product, try to solve your customer's problem.
Mm-hmm.
So rather, when you are going for a marketing, don't tell them what you are serving. Ask them what is your problem and try to figure out like what solution you can provide to solve that problem. Then and only then, this customer will be acquired. So these are
Mm-hmm.
the two things, like give priority to the customer, solve their problem. And the second is be ready to do all the work.
Yeah, great words of advice to the young students and entrepreneurs. Thank you, Hiren, for your time today. It was really great to have the conversation with you, and also many congratulations to Start Modeler and your team and yourself on the award and also new initiation offers and more. Really great to have the conversation with you today. Have a great day, and we look
Thank you
forward to
so
meeting
much.
you in any new sessions in near future. Thank you.
Sure, sure, Mayuri. Thank you. Thank you so much. And all the best, all the entrepreneurs and viewers. Thank you.
Thank you.